Hi, I'm Josh Bernheimer from Scott Safety. In recent years, there's been a call to action by the fire service to improve the durability and reliability of the products that are used on today's fire grounds. As a result, tougher standards have been enacted to drive these improvements. The 2013 editions of NFP 1981 and 1982 are an example of these regulatory changes. Some of the key highlights of the 1981, 1982, 2013 editions are the increased facepiece lens durability, the new voice intelligibility requirements, a new 33% end-of-service time indicator, inclusion of the emergency breathing support system testing, and finally, a new universal pass tone. Firefighters today face a multitude of environmental challenges, not the least of which is the high ambient temperatures found during structural firefighting. The combustion of modern building materials has also raised the level of radiant heat that firefighters must face. To improve integrity of the facepiece, NFP 1981 has incorporated two new tests. The convective high heat and flame test evaluates the ability of the SCBA and facepiece lens to withstand high temperatures. For this test, the complete SCBA is donned on a mannequin while simulating breathing and is subjected to a 500° Fahrenheit oven test for 5 minutes. After being removed from the test oven, the SCBA undergoes a direct flame impingement at approximately 1800° Fahrenheit. Following the heat and flame exposures, the SCBA must then pass a 6-foot drop test. During the entire test, the SCBA must maintain positive pressure for a duration of no less than 24 minutes. During the radiant heat panel test, a facepiece is fitted to a mannequin head and attached to a lung to simulate breathing. The facepiece is exposed to a radiant heat panel of 15 kilowatt per meter square for 5 minutes, during which time the facepiece must remain intact. At the conclusion of the test, the heat panel is removed from the facepiece and must maintain positive pressure for 24 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a question from one of our viewers.
Josh, has anything changed to allow firefighters to communicate more easily?
Absolutely. The new voice intelligibility requirements of NFP 1981-2013 standard were designed to eliminate the subjectivity of testing and accurately compare performance across SCBA manufacturers. Replacing the modified rhyme test, in which a test subject would choose from a list of similar sounding word choices, the new speech transmission index provides an automated scoring system for evaluating voice intelligibility for both mechanical and amplified communications. In order to meet the new requirements set forth by NFP 1981, manufacturers are using new approaches in their facepiece technology, such as utilizing a pair of recessed voice emitters, also referred to as speech diaphragms, for the purpose of projecting voice communication on the fire ground. As you can see in this facepiece, the complete oral nasal cavity was modified to support the STI requirements. This change can be clearly identified by the red inhalation valves located inside the nose cup. Now, I see we have another question.
Hey Josh, how do these changes improve firefighter safety during a working fire?
That's a great question. The new NFP 1981-2013 edition standard requires that the end-of-service time indicator, or EOSITY, activate when the remaining cylinder pressure reaches 33% of the rated cylinder duration. This change is also consistent with NFPA 1404, Standard for Fire Service Respiratory Protection Training, which states that the firefighter must exit the IDLH environment before the EOSITY activates, thus allowing firefighters more time for escape in an emergency situation. Today's technology provides a warning of a 33% low air condition through a visual display, an audible indication, and in the case of this air pack, a tactile vibration alert. With the implementation of the 33% EOSITY change, many fire departments have been forced to evaluate their SOPs. In particular, one question that continues to surface is whether a 30-minute cylinder provides adequate working time and is sufficient for fireground operations. For those fire departments that may be considering transitioning to 45-minute cylinders, but are faced with infrastructure challenges such as seats and brackets, the 5500 PSI cylinder provides a 45-minute duration in a streamlined format, thus minimizing those infrastructure concerns. Let's go ahead and take another question from a viewer.
Has anything changed with the standard regarding buddy breathing?
Actually, until recently, neither NIOSH or NFPA have recognized EBSS as an approved option to the SCBA. Although, buddy breathing has been commonly used as a practice within the fire service for many years as a way of supplying breathing air between firefighters in an emergency situation. The 2013 edition of the NFPA 1981 standard now provides performance testing for which all SCBA manufacturers must meet. To comply, the EBSS must allow both the donor and recipient SCBA to continue to breathe at the NIOSH minimum flow rate. I think we have time for one more question.
Hey Josh, I've heard the pass alarm sound is changing. What can you tell me about that?
Well, the NFP 1982-2013 edition standard introduced a new universal pass sound to be required across all SCBA manufacturers. This universal sound incorporates a series of low and high tone audible alerts, making it easier to identify a firefighter in distress. I hope this has answered your questions concerning the 2013 editions of NFPA 1981 and 1982. Thank you for all the important work that you do. It is an honor for me to help support the mission of the National Volunteer Fire Council in working with the many volunteer fire, EMS, and rescue organizations across this country.